Yo, what is up everybody? Today I'm going to bring you the triple header I talked about before in one or two videos ago, I don't really remember, which is round 3 of Smogon tournament, rarely used here. I'm battling against Mortis, I think, EOUT Mortis, I think that's his username on Smogon. He's a mod, I think, but he wasn't a dick like the other ones. This guy was actually pretty chill about it, and he actually respected me in the end of the battle. We'll see why later. Anyways, I got my 5 threats in Elma Mole team. I really don't want to go through that again. I actually have Absol over Galay because I was testing out something and then forgot to change it back, but whatever. It's a Swords Dance Absol with a Sucker, Night Slash, and I think Mega Horn over Superpower. I just don't know what to run in that set. Like, Superpower for steals, Mega Horn for Tangrowth and shit like that. I don't even. Anyway. Sceptile is Cavalier, Scyther, Kabutops, Slender, and Golurk. So, it seems like I might have the team advantage because Durant just clean wrecks his shit after Sceptile is gone because it outspeeds me, and that Cavalier may be a little bit annoying or whatnot, but yeah, Absol also does a little bit of work. I mean, Cavalier just straight up wall because I don't pack Fire Blast on it. And even Lilligant can just open holes for things. Like, I think I have the team advantage in this round. I'm predicting him to either lead off with his Scyther or Golurk. So, I believe I lead off with my Rotom. He leads off with Golurk, and oh, my bad, I lead off with Lilligant just to get a Sleep Powder off. And he switches to his Cavalier because, you know, it has Sleep Talk. So he can just go for that. I need a switch, and I'm going to go into my Alomola because it's the best thing I have to take this thing on. He pulls out a double into Scyther. I'm like, okay, good. I get the better end of the prediction. Really doesn't matter. He goes for U-turn. I couldn't give two shits. I think I go for Toxic on the switch. But of course, I missed the Toxic. Whatever. I go for Protect just to see if he has, like, Volt Switch or something. And he does show me Volt Switch. It still doesn't tell me if he's Specs, if he's Life Orb, if he's Leftovers or whatever. Life Orb, that's kind of weird. I do predict another Volt Switch. He goes into Rotom, and I know that is not Specs damage, so yeah, that's probably special defensive. I see Sceptile, so I'm gonna Volt Switch out. I'm expecting the substitute 3-attack set, so I'm gonna go to my Druddigon because I can take that easy. He goes for a Leaf Storm, and I'm like, okay, I can take that. And I don't know what he wants to do. Probably switch out. So he goes for a Seed, and I'm like, what? Seed with Leaf Storm. Alright, that's legit. He gets off a Seed on my face. And he's probably going to go for a sub. So I'm going to switch into Rotom. My bad. I'm going to go into Rotom. And I know he's going to predict my Volt Switch. So I know he's going to Leech Seed. Therefore, I'm just going to stay in and T-Volt. And that is exactly what's going to happen. He goes for Leech Seed. It fails. And I get the promising kill right here. However, it is pretty obvious that he's going to go out into Lantern. So what I'm going to do is switch to Lilligant. As he goes into Scyther. Which actually I was kind of surprised. He probably predicted this. So this was a very good double if you have. I have to switch into Alomola because I don't want to take Scyther one-on-one because he has double stack to threaten me and I straight up die. He goes into Sceptile. I really cannot do anything to this, so I'm just going to go into my Lilligant. I don't know why I didn't go into Rotom, whatever. Leaf Storm misses, not really that big of a deal. I think I go for a Quiver on the switch. My bad, I just go straight for the Giga Drain. And it is pretty obvious that he's going to switch to Scyther, so I'm just going to pump that thing real quick with an HP Rock on the switch. He does make that play, he loses the Scyther, he loses his main U-turn fucking things, so he only has Lantern to get up momentum. That was a phenomenal play on my part. Whatever. This Cavalier is out of here, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what he's going to do. He goes for Pursuit Suit there, which I find kind of funny. So he has Pursuit, Iron Head, Mega Horn, and I don't know what his last move is. He never went for Sleep Talk, so I don't even know if it has it or not. I'm guessing he didn't want to go for it because he was afraid of waking up and then being locked into Sleep Talk, making me get a free switch. Whatever. It's Elmo versus Lantern. We've seen that already. He goes for a T-Wave, and I'm like, that's gay as fuck. I get paralyzed. I would have gone for a Toxic there, but whatever. I don't know if he has Heal Bell or not. I don't think I ever see him using Heal Bell. He goes for Thunderbolt, so he has T-Bolt, Volt Switch, T-Wave, and probably Scald, so I'm definitely thinking he doesn't really have the Heal Bell. So that Toxic Miss on the first turn actually kind of comes into play, but it's whatever. I go for an Earthquake because, I don't know, he might have stayed in. He really doesn't have Scyther anymore to take it, so he was a safe move. I'm gonna get damage on this thing because I don't know. I just felt like doing that. Stealth rocks are not really a big deal now that Scyther is gone. I do go for Sucker Punch as he doesn't kill me with a Dragon Claw. With an Earthquake. And I'm just gonna go for another Sucker. He has no reason to save this because he's gonna die to pretty much everything on my team. My Almamole is faster. The only thing slower than that is this Dredagon, which is, you know, right here. So I know that if he rapid spins, I'm gonna get an easy Earthquake off. So I'm not even that worried. And I know that if he wants to spin, he would have died to Rough Skin. So he really doesn't get the spin off. However, I thought, I don't know, I derped. I should have gone for Stealth Rocks here, but I went for the Earthquake just in case he did something weird. I don't know. I should have set up Stealth Rocks, and even if he went for it, he would have been dead. So I don't know why I didn't. Regardless, he goes into Lantern, takes me out with the Thunderbolt. Really doesn't matter. I can just go into whatever I want to, really. I'm gonna go for Lilligant Switch. I'm gonna go for Stab Giga Drain on the face. He goes into Escavalier. I think I just Sleep Powder. Yeah, that's right. I predicted the Switch went for Sleep Powder. And at this point, all I need is just some HP Rock damage on this thing because Escavalier is gonna die pretty soon, and I know that my Rodon can just kill everything else, everything left. Oh my God, with Leaf Storms. And even Absol can just do work. So, he wakes up on the 3rd turn, I believe. Which is a 2nd turn wake, or whatever. Yeah, I think that's it. He goes for an Iron Head. And I'm gonna go to Absol. I know that, I think I go for a Sucker Punch. Yeah, Sucker Punch definitely kills. And he's gonna go into his Sceptile, I believe. And I'm gonna go straight for the Light Slash, predicting not the offensive move, because it was pretty obvious that he was not gonna go for a Leaf Storm. Even if he did, I had the game won with Rotom pretty much. So I go for Night Slash, own this man's soul, win 4-0 on the first game. I'm looking solid here. This was a very good game actually. He made some right plays. I made even better plays, so that's why I won in the first place. Anyway, let's jump to game number 2, and you already assume this is gonna be triple header, so I'm gonna lose this game. To be honest, I do have the team disadvantage here, so yeah, as you can see, he's running clear stall. Like, this is full stall. I was disgusted by this thing. Sceptile can be a powerful threat against this team. It's really the best answer I have against it. I mean, the only thing I lose to straight up is the Cryogonal, and even so, I do have HP Rock and Focus Blast to work around it. So I need to get every single chance for free to send in Sceptile because it's gonna be useful as fuck to plow through his team. Anyway, Golurk, Clefable, Slowking, Tangrowth, Quillfish, and the Cryogonal. I think I predicted the Quillfish, and I decided to go straight up with my Sceptile, not to mess around with that thing. Just set up a sub and go from there. He does live with Quillfish. I live with Sceptile as I predicted, and I really don't give a fuck. Let me just go all out and set up a sub. He might even Thunder Wave or something. I don't give a fuck. Get a free sub up. I go for a Focus Blast. Hits the Clefable. Does so much damage. Like, oh my God. He goes for Non-Core, so I'm locked into Focus Blast. He might go into his Quillfish or even Golurk. So I'm gonna switch out into Sceptile. Going to Mole. Actually predicting the Golurk, but I think he goes into Quillfish. Yeah, he does go into Quillfish. I predicted the Golurk just because it's immune and he could get the Stealth Rock out, but I guess he makes the better play. I am gonna go into my Quillfish though. And I just get straight up annihilated. I predicted the Golurk, went for a Foresight, he goes for Waterfall. He gets some nice damage on me, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna switch now. I'm gonna go for a Foresight. And he gets up some Toxic Spikes too, and like, holy shit. So I'm gonna go for Spin. I'm like, I'm tired of this. Let me just go for Spin real quick. He predicts that, goes for fucking Golurk. I'm like, well, shit. So I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna get to my Rosella to absorb the Toxic Spikes, because if I get some Toxic Spike damage on my team, it's gonna be over pretty much. And for some reason, I thought I was faster. I just went straight for a Giga Drain. I think he runs some speed events, but so I'm not even that worried. However, I do get a free switch into Sceptile, and I'm gonna go straight for a Giga Drain. Not even gonna mess around with this thing. He goes into Slowking. To be honest, he would have been easy to KO, so I really don't think that crit mattered. He would have had to switch and sack something else in return, so it's whatever. I would have obviously gonna go for a Focus Blast and the switch to Cryogonal, so that would have been a 2 KO, I think. Regardless, he goes for a nice beam. I live it, and I'm like, okay, let me just go for a Rapid Spin. No, I think I actually Foresight. No, I Mach Punch. Wait, what? Oh, whatever. I predicted Try and Spin. And now I'm like, okay, he's gonna switch to preserve the hazard. No. No. I just played Hitmonchan terribly in this match, and it's gonna cost me so much. Anyway, anti-switch. I'm gonna go to Sceptile, predicting the Quillfish. And this is where my game falls apart, because he predicts that Leica Boss and goes for Sleep Powder, and I just lost the game in this play. I mean, it was kind of obvious, but the switch to Quillfish was so screaming for him to get up some spikes. I had to do it. You know what I mean? Whatever. At this point, I just really need to predict like a double, like I do in this turn, and try to wake up. But I was like, well, he does go into Cryogonal. I'm not confident in waking up on this turn, so I'm gonna go to Alamo just to switch out. And yep, Ice Beam's gonna happen. He gets the freeze, which is hilarious. Not that I even have a chance. Well, I do have a very small chance, which is to wake up first turn with my Satchel on his Cryogonal, probably. And then sack something. Kill it off, maybe. I don't even know what I'm doing. Whatever, he goes into Tangrowth. I set up my Stealth Rocks because it's lolly as fuck. And then I think I'm going to Entei. He might go for Giga Drain or a Leech Seed on this turn. He Focus Blast, really doesn't do anything. And at this point, I think I just go for Flare Blitz. Maybe. Yeah, I just go for Flare Blitz because why the hell not? I mean, I'm not gonna kill anything unless I get a crit or something. He makes the weirdest of plays and goes into Clefable to sack it like this. I really didn't understand. He probably predicted a double into something else. Whatever. And on a double down, I think I get to set up predicting the Squillfish. And that actually... oh, never mind. He goes into Tangrowth. And since he has Focus Blast, I don't think he has too much to hit me with. But he actually does have the HP fire, but I know I could live it. And this is my only shot. I need to go for Overgrowth boosted, wake up, kill this thing off, maybe even recover a little bit more to the point where I could live a hit. But such thing doesn't happen. I don't wake up. He went for Giga Drain, so had I woken up there, I probably would have had a nice, strong chance to win this battle, even after all of the mispredicting and stuff. All I had to do was just force Cryogonal to spin and going to Rhydon so that he can recover. Go for Stealth Rocks, as he's probably going to switch to Quillfish. And because of the Rock Blast, because I know I can live an Ice Beam. And threaten his Cryogonal, get him low enough to about 50%, which I know that Focus Blast kills, and then I one-shot everything on his team. So that was really my best bet. Such thing didn't happen. He won the game. That prediction was very good, and I give him props for that. So let's jump to game number 3, and you might recognize his team. Yep, he's running the same team as a round 1. And I'm running my boosting trio team with a little change. I put Focus Sash on Omastar because I knew he would bring probably some kind of offensive team, and with Focus Sash on that, I knew that I could get a sweep going with like even Sceptile on the field, which was probably my game plan all along. So all I need to do is just get up some little hazards, probably wreck a little bit with Lilligant along the way, and just clean up with Omastar. But I need to prevent him from setting up hazards. The only form of hazard he has is a Stealth Rock on Golurk, so all I need to do is either Giga Drain or put that thing to sleep, and the game is gonna be over. So, yeah, it looks like I might have a nice shot in this. So, he doesn't really have anything to take Smeargle on a one-on-one, except maybe Scyther to U-turn out. So, I just go with my Smeargle. He goes with Scyther. He's gonna definitely U-turn out and bring me down to my Sash. I don't care. I'm just gonna get up a Spore because nothing on his team really appreciates. He goes into Kabutops. I don't think he's Lumberry, so yeah, he's not. So for this reason, I'm gonna go for Rocks. He has to stay awake, stay asleep. My bad. And even if he wakes up right here, he's definitely gonna go for Spin. So I go into Rotom, and it really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna T-Bolt this thing, and Kabutops is out of the way. So my Spin is guaranteed. And yep, that's pretty good. He goes into Lantern. I'm gonna predict a T-Wave, and I'm gonna sub. I do get that prediction right, so I'm behind the sub. In hindsight, what I should have done here was just straight up go for Shadow Ball because it does a lot more than this Plane Split, but I wanted to get back to full. He shows me Surf, so I know his full moveset now. It's Surf, T-Bolt, Volt Switch, and Thunder Wave. I predicted him to predict my sub, but he just goes straight for the T-Wave. Like, he's just spamming T-Wave at this point because it's his best chance, really. So I'm gonna go for Shadow Ball to get some nice residual. What do you know? I get paralyzed. He pops me with a Surf, and he takes me out. So yeah, that para was actually pretty big because now I'm forced to go into Lilligant to take this on even Smeargle. I have to go into Smeargle just to get up some spikes, and yeah, that's pretty much the game process here. I'm gonna get a layer of spikes, and I think he wakes up the second turn as I go for another layer of spikes. I think. Well, never mind. I predicted him to kill me, to be honest, and he didn't. He went straight for the Thunder Wave like a faggot. Like, oh my god, just spamming T-Wave at this point. And I know he's gonna full switch out, so I'm gonna Sleep Powder. He goes into Golurk. I'm like, yes, this thing is gonna be neutralized. Please, no. I get paralyzed. What? I go for Stealth Rock. I know I'm gonna kill this. I get paralyzed again. What? Please. He goes for Dynamic Punch. I have own tempo. I don't get confused. I go for Giga Drain, and this motherfucker leads with 2%. So holy shit, those paralyzes, man. What the fuck? I know that the optimal play on the Switch would have been to Giga Drain, but even so, the Sleep Powder had more than 50% chance to hit because of the paralysis and the Sleep Powder Cures. I still have more chance to hit than miss. So, fuck you. Anyway. Sceptile just wrecks my shit from this point on because he's gonna be a faggot and he's gonna go for a sub, trying to wear me down with the paralysis, maybe even get behind the sub and everything. So I'm like, well, shit, you're not really gonna help me out right here, are you, bro? And at this point, I need to go into Absol because Durant dies, and I know it's a lot safer for him to sub, but I had to Sucker Punch because if I didn't, my Absol would die, and I mean, it was very, very, very safe for him to go for a sub, and I should have gone for Night Slash first, most of all, but I didn't. I mean, I knew that I would probably lose because of that Parahax and not having Golurk neutralized, because if Golurk was asleep, I could just come in on the Sceptile, go for a Shell Smash, and the game would have been practically over because of the hazards I set up. As Scavalier would have died, I would have been faster than the Scyther, and I can even take a hit, and Lantern would have gone down 2 hazards. I don't know if I mentioned the Scavalier going down to Surf. Whatever. I know I would have had the game, but such thing doesn't happen. He's gonna get the win in this match. I'm gonna kill the Scyther, sorry, the Lantern. He can just go into Sceptile, HP Fire, kill me off, Smirgalize the hazards. So that's the story, folks. I lose 2-1. He actually recognized me as a very good player, and he knew that I would have had the game won. Oh my lord! So he recognized that I probably would have won the series, and I moved on to the next round, but he was cool about it. I really wasn't that upset because he was cool about it and everything, so I gave him props. In terms of tournament, that ends the journey for me. He actually lost in the next round to Ditto Crow, which is a mod on Smogon, and that Ditto Crow lost to Pwn, so yeah, Pwn is getting in the finals, I think, so that's pretty good, and I'm gonna cheer him on, trying to win, and yep, that'll be all for me for today. Peace.